realized, you know what, it hurts me to see somebody that is my age and they're walking with a walker, or they're being pushed in a wheelchair, or they're at home and they can't do for themselves. I mean, it is painful for me to see that, whether I know them or not, because I know it doesn't have to be that way. So our mission in Sunshine and Wellness is to prevent that. And it's not, I noticed the holistic, it's like that holistic name is, it has a bad stigma, because when you tell somebody that you're holistic, they're like, oh, you know, you're eating that rabbit food. No, it's not rabbit food, but you can balance your life to where you can enjoy a little bit of things that you like without overindulging and killing yourself. So that's, the Sunshine and Wellness is about helping you to get that balance. Your body talks to you all the time, and it's also about helping you to come in tune with what your body is telling you. If your body is saying, okay, this thing that you're eating, you need to stop because I'm going to make you have problems or pains or cause you this or that, or you worrying about this or that is causing this and that. So our job here at Sunshine and Wellness is to bring that to your attention, how you can find out, how you can listen to your body and find out what's best for you. So we all can be mobile at 90 years old, like my mom. You could be doing different things instead of just sitting in the house, getting people to have to, serve you day in and day out because you can't do it for yourself. Because I know nobody wants to be like that. Nobody wants to have to feel like that. And if you're like that right now, there's a way out of that. So, just stay tuned and get this valuable information that, the people on here are giving. Because today we have Joseph, and, Joseph, those of you that know Joseph knows that he's always coming with some good wisdom for us. So I'm excited about that. And we're talking about cholesterol, which is so important to know about. And I like to learn. So I'm embarrassed to say this, but I like to learn, and I've been learning so much from ChatGPT. Chat has been my very dear friend lately. So those of you that, now I used to be like this also. AI, I'm like, oh yeah, AI is going to take over and they're going to do this and that or whatever. But you know what? You can learn a lot from that resource right now. Now, I don't know if they take that information and they use it for something. I don't know what the purpose is, the underlying purpose or whatever. All I know is that I'm growing tremendously from the information that I'm getting from ChatGPT. And I just did a little research on cholesterol to find out more about it because I always hear about the cholesterol, the HDL, the LDL, and I'm like, okay, whatever, just tell me what I need to do. So the more I'm on this call and the more I'm meeting people that know so much about the body and what's healthy, the more I want to learn. And then, of course, Joseph is going to share with us how we can take things that will be healthy for our body so that we don't have to worry about these types of things. He'll also explain what cholesterol, what things that can happen with the medicines that are taken because of cholesterol and that type of thing. But it's really, really interesting. So if anybody wants to, if they haven't started the ChatGPT and they want to start it, then I would highly recommend, if you get on it, to start researching things. You just ask a simple question. So I asked Chat to dumb it down on cholesterol. Just teach me about cholesterol, because I'm not a science person. I'm not big on science, but I'm learning about science, but you need to break it down like I'm in elementary, because I didn't get it when I was in elementary, apparently. So Chat can break it down. You can ask, okay, Chat, break it down like I'm a first grader or a fifth grader, and it will break it down like you're a first grader, fifth grader, high school student, or whatever. We have to take care of ourselves. We've got to know what our bodies are telling us. We have to get to a point to where we know if there's something going on, you're feeling an ache or something in your pinky, we need to know how to research to find out what that pain is. I mean, the doctors come in handy for different things, but we're equipped to take care of some things for ourselves. So that's what I would like to see for everybody. Like, I've got this little pain in my back, and I'm trying different things to remove the pain. So there's a stretching place I found out about. So I'm going to go there and see if they could stretch. And if not, if that doesn't work, then I'm going to Erasti. Erasti is one that, they're really good. They do this, I think it's like a tapping or something. They do, like, if you have a pain here, didn't they do tapping? They'll do like a massaging, a tapping, and then they'll show you how to do what needs to be done so you can do it yourself. So they don't keep you there the whole 6, whatever your insurance covers. They don't keep you there the whole time. Oh, how many do you have? Okay, well, it's going to take 6 times before we get it together. No. They'll say, okay, well, I could have you back at mobile and like 80% or 90% within 2 sessions, and then from that you can basically start healing on your own. Okay, so let me give our disclaimer. This is a community call to educate the community about holistic healing. All information and comments are the opinions and experiences of individuals. Unless introduced as a doctor, individuals on the call are not doctors. So please consult with your own doctor, or better yet, do your own research to find out what works with your own body. So without further ado, let me introduce Joseph Sam. He is an herbalist and holistic healer, widely respected for his deep knowledge and intuitive approach to natural wellness. With years of experience in supporting the body's innate ability to heal, Joseph has guided many of the Sunshine family through powerful, personalized herbal protocols that address a wide range of health concerns. His compassionate presence, combined with his mastery in plant medicine and traditional healing wisdom, has helped individuals restore balance, vitality, and confidence in their wellness journey. His work is rooted in love, ancestral knowledge, and a profound respect for the body's intelligence. And he is always, and I mean always, here for me. Always. Every time I call him, I'm like, oh, Joseph, this is especially in the past. Oh, Joseph, I need some help. Can you help me out? Oh, yeah, I'll be there. And he'll even have things that he needs to do, and he'll be on. It's like, so I thank you so much, Joseph, for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on today and sharing your wisdom once again with us about cholesterol.
Thank you. Well, introduce myself again. I'm Joseph Sam from Roots to Wellness, and I've been studying for a little over 9 years, and it started with myself. I always would say that I had pre-hypertension after college, which I didn't even understand why, because didn't even have a car, so I rode my bike every day, 8 miles, 4 miles there, 4 miles back, and played basketball every day in the best shape of my life. Pre-hypertension, and literally my journey started when I learned about Dr. Sebi, and I went vegetarian for one day. So like the last vegetarian meal I had was some Bluebell ice cream. I used to eat a quart half a gallon at a time. I just love Bluebell. But then my heart just didn't feel right, so I just went cold turkey. I just went plant-based, and it started from there, healing myself from anemia, healing myself from alopecia over time, because now my hair used to be really thin. Now my hair is thick, and it's healthy, and it's growing. Skin issues that I had, a lot of healing. And like I said, there's still more healing to go for myself. Like, you understand that there's a lot of things that happen from childhood that we really have to unlearn. We really have to go deep into the roots, because a lot of times your body has to focus on keeping yourself alive. So a lot of things they push to the side. But when you address healing, they get to go into things that you forgot about and heal those things that are a part of you. So,
yeah, awesome.
Yes.
You had alopecia?
Yes. Look, I was bald-headed.
For real?
Had spots on it, but I thought someone gave me a bad haircut. I thought someone plugged me.
Oh, no.
He said, man, I've been there.
Well, you are definitely not bald now. All that hair, wow. Well, I'm sure somebody's going to ask you, what did you use for your hair? How did you get your hair to grow?
So at first, not knowing it, went to Kelsey Seabold, shot steroids in my head because I didn't know I was young, but my hair was still thin. My hair been thin my entire life. But once I started using botano oil, and I switched from a regular vegan to just a raw vegan, it got thicker and thicker and thicker. I don't put no shampoo in my hair. I don't put no conditioner in my hair. I clean my hair with natural black soap. Because, black soap cleans so good, it's squeaky clean, dry. And then I remineralize it with the oils. So I don't put nothing that's unnatural. Because rule of thumb is, if it's not edible for you to eat, you should not put it in your hair. Black soap would be nasty. It's edible. It won't hurt you. It's health benefits. Botano oil the same way. These natural oils the same way. So you want to put things on your body that you can eat. You cannot eat shampoo. There are warning labels on it. You can't eat toothpaste. It's warning labels on it. So you shouldn't be putting things that have warning labels in your hair.
True.
Doesn't make sense. If we just go back, if you take away all technology away, why would we put that stuff in the hair? We only be putting things that are natural in our hair. So it's marketing. It's they push stuff towards us. If we go to these hair stores and they're not even black owned, but you see nothing but black people on the wall.
Yeah.
They're trying to, destroy the community, and when you have these hair issues, most women have thyroid issues going along with it. So
we're gonna have a talk about that.
Most definitely.
You got some more?
Oh, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
But
so that we're starting with the water, but next time we'll have food and stuff.
This is perfect. My girl, and she made me a big cucumbers, some onions, some okra, and had some Thai peppers in there. Oh my gosh!
Today?
This morning, and I had Vera sea salt. I found it online. Had 0 contaminants. That little thing cost like $30. But I bought it. She sprinkled that on it. It was amazing.
Really? And you didn't bring me any?
I'm
just kidding.
I be eating while driving. I can't help it. I'll be hungry before we start because it's a lot of information, put a lot of love into it. And also, if anybody want to, I definitely receive donations for this, just via Cash App or Zelle. But you're gonna love this, and it's really gonna break down that cholesterol is your friend, and the medication for cholesterol is actually the enemy. It's causing all these other issues. So a lot of times you start off with just cholesterol, but then it just cascades into a myriad of different medications after that. But we don't know what's supposed to be doing, and it's ruining our elderly community. Oh my gosh, that's the leading cause. Like in 2012, the FDA, and they didn't want to put it as this is this big time. They do this to cover themselves for lawsuits. The FDA said that these statins causes cognitive memory loss. In 2012, the FDA, but then they always say it's rare. They just put rare on it. But the fact that they put it there, it covers themselves. But everybody I know that's on statins and the cholesterol medication, when they get old, they always have memory loss.
Wow.
And then in here, I'm going to explain why.
Okay, so I'll put your...
Perfect. Yeah, having that up so they can look. That'd be perfect. They can follow along. Like I said, it's very detailed. Give y'all a table of contents so y'all can look at it.
Wow. Did you do this for us?
Yeah.
Wow, Joseph. This is awesome. Okay, so those of you that can't see, there's a table of contents. Part 1 is cholesterol demystified foundation. Part 2 is hormonal and sexual health. Part 3 is inflammation and misdiagnosed symptoms. Part 4 is mental health, dementia, neurological decline. Part 5 is cardiovascular truth. Wow. Part 6, polypharmacy and modern medications. Part 7, herbal healing and food therapy. Part 8, integration and review. My goodness. And he has appendix. Am I saying that wrong? Appendices.
Yeah.
So it's the appendix of all these different, where he got it. This is amazing. Okay, I'm done.
I gave you a glossary too.
So look, when I was talking to Joseph, he was saying, "Oh yeah, and I'll type up a little information, so that they can have it to go along with me." And so I'm thinking like 2-page, maybe at the most. And this is what 80. This is awesome. Okay, so Joseph, we're gonna let you have the floor. Just let me know where you want me to go.
Okay. We can start in part 1, cholesterol demystified.
Okay.
And there's a lot of parts, so there will be parts to skip over because I don't think this will last longer than 2 hours. So we'll just break it down to different sections. I do want people to have Q&As to speak later on.
Okay.
All right. Well, the first thing I just want to let you know that cholesterol is not the enemy at all. Because this is what you've been told, right? Cholesterol clogs the arteries. High cholesterol means you're at risk for heart disease. You must lower your cholesterol to avoid stroke or heart attack. It's not true. This is what cholesterol actually is. It is something that protects you. It's your firefighter. It literally sends help to where your body is acidic, where there's high inflammation at. It's a beautiful thing. So wherever you see high cholesterol, that's where you see chronic inflammation. And so many amazing functions of it. As you can see that it strengthens your cell membrane. For your hormones, you cannot produce no hormones without cholesterol. You cannot. So when you're taking these cholesterol medication to lower it, you're not fixing the problem, you're making it worse. You're lowering the cholesterol, and the cholesterol is the firefighter. So the analogy I will give you is, if the cholesterol is the firefighters, and you have apartment buildings that are burning down, that represents the chronic inflammation, the acidity in your body. And the fire trucks are coming in droves to try to put this fire out. So, keep people safe, to keep the integrity of the building there. It might need some repair, but we're trying to keep the integrity of it. But then we come in, the doctors say, hey, you have too many firefighters out here, which is your cholesterol. So they start pulling the trucks away. So now they test you and say, oh, look, you don't have as many firefighters. You don't have high cholesterol no more. But now your building is still on fire. That's the issue. So when you take these medications, your building stays on fire. Cholesterol is your friend. And that's the part that a lot of people really don't understand. That's why I'm here to explain today. It is so important to let you know that we have cholesterol to help us. For our men, men that have erectile dysfunction issues, you need cholesterol. For people that have vitamin D3 issues, cholesterol. If you have gallstones, 80 to 90% of that gallstone is made up of cholesterol. If you cleanse the body, cleanse the entire body out, unclog them arteries, fill your body with natural oxygen and iron, you'll be fine. So, towards the end, in the appendix, we're going to have all of the different companies. They all came up and spoke. At the end, we have their products. We have their information that you can use. Also, you have consultations. So, let me tell you the true villain of inflammation. The body does not randomly produce too much cholesterol. Instead, it increases cholesterol as a protective patch to repair oxidized vessels. When you think of oxidized, what do you think of oxidation? I want you to think of iron. Think of a cast iron skillet, right? What happens when it rusts? It turns brown, rust, it's like dying off. And it's iron. So remember, our blood is made of iron. We need iron at all costs. We don't have no iron, we sick. If you don't have iron, you can have over 30 different diseases just off having no iron. Because your body's weak. It's not conveying the oxygen throughout the body. So when they get oxidized, when they get rusted, it's like dying off. So you have oxidative stress. As we get older, we lose the iron. We are rusting. Even though each breath that we breathe in, we live in. But at the same time, the iron is rusting us at the same time. That's how we age. So that's the importance of antioxidant. So basically, you are slowing down the rust process of our bodies. So cholesterol helps that too. But if your vessels get oxidized, it gets rusty, get real, break apart, now that's when you're in trouble. That's when you can have no strokes, you can have no heart attacks. So cholesterol heals that. But if you don't have the correct cholesterol in your body, if you're just taking these pills to just lower it, it's going to oxidize. You have inflammatory damage, so too much inflammation causes this crazy. If you have stress, high stress level, that means you're dealing with your cortisol levels being high. Your cortisol is created by also your cholesterol too, and it's via way of the adrenal gland. But the issue is, after that happens, your cholesterol goes to where the stress is at to kind of patch it up. But the issue is we don't do something to clear it all out. We don't do something to, how can I put it, cleanse. Like I say, you need to do a colon cleanse because it's stress on your gut. You need to do a lymphatic cleanse because your lymph nodes are swollen. We had a tonic called a woodroot tonic. It cleanses every organ in your body. It's amazing. It don't taste good, but it's amazing. So powerful that your skin, for women, you won't have heavy menstrual cycles. Someone that's, has drugs in the system, it cleans you out. You'll pass a drug test. It's so powerful. It's amazing. These are the type of things to remove inflammation out the body. So if you don't do that, cholesterol will sit there, and it'll be with all that iron and rust in your body. It will clog up, and that's how you get them clogged arteries. So let's do the numbers game. They always tell you to have your total cholesterol below 200. And here's why. They say HDL is your good cholesterol, right? It's protective. LDL, hear this out. LDL becomes harmful only when oxidized. Hear me out. Only when oxidized. If you ever think about, a lot of things come in too. Yeah, we have one heart, but the heart is broken into two parts. Yeah, we have a brain, but we have two different hemispheres of the brain. If you even check your blood pressure is going to be different from your left side than your right side. We in a world of duality, and there's not no just good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. It only became bad when we caused a lot of inflammation in the body. The LDL is good as long as you don't oxidize it. So here's the part that really is the issue. Triglycerides. It correlates more strongly with diseases than cholesterol. And we do have different herbs for triglycerides. So even though a lot of these medications, like herbal compounds, say for cholesterol, it's really cleansing up and lowering your triglyceride number.
What is a triglyceride?
It's really hard to explain a triglyceride to me, but from my understanding, it's a little compound, like a little sticky substance that just sticks into the body, and it really clogs up the system. It's not really, the cholesterol comes in after the fact to kill it.
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
So here it is up. The healthiest people have over 200 to 250 cholesterol. That means it's constantly moving. It's constantly, when your body is moving really fast and it's really healthy, cholesterol is shooting out wherever it needs help, and then it heals, and we have proper bowel movements, everything just coming out. Kidneys are not clogged, we have proper urinations. Anything that doesn't serve us is coming out of us. But when you're sick or disease is coming upon you, you become constipated. So that's another thing. If you're constipated, that is a serious issue. If you cannot use the restroom without a laxative, you need to get checked out. I have people I've known, loved. I have people that passed away, and one thing I'm learning about cancer patients, they're constipated. A lot of cancer patients are constipated. You can't get rid of the waste in the body. So you gotta definitely clean yourself out. You definitely gotta eat right foods and fiber. You definitely gotta eat more fruits and more vegetables. You gotta stay hydrated. And then you also gotta take herbal supplements. But we definitely get back into that later on. So let's talk a little bit about statins before we go into detail. So statins cuts off your firefighters, your cholesterol supply. It interrupts your hormone production. So how many, and you can hit the raise your hand button on here. How many people have hormone issues, but they'll also take cholesterol medication? Because a lot of times your hormonal issues has everything to do with your cholesterol. Did you start taking cholesterol medication before you start taking hormonal issues? That is the main factor in producing hormones in the body. So without that, you can't do anything. For example, if cholesterol is what needed for vitamin D3, without vitamin D, you become depressed. So now we have this whole world taking antidepressants. But that literally all starts with your cholesterol level. Because if you had cholesterol being correct and statins not taking that away, because that's needed to make D3, and if your liver and kidney was clean, you made perfect vitamin D3. We're in, I can tell, keep saying, we're in Houston, Texas. You almost get enough vitamin D3 just riding in the car in the summertime. It's on the biggest issue is that our body is not clean and it's clogged up, and our body's not able to go through the proper reactions to make vitamin D3. We have never in our life needed a vitamin D3 pill. You just got to cleanse our organs. So here, now we're going to go to section 2.
Section 2, part 2?
No, part 1.
Oh, there we are. Gotcha.
All right, so cholesterol is a precursor. That means it's the beginning of all major steroid hormones. Testosterone, so muscle. You can't build muscle without cholesterol. Your sex drive. You have no sex drive, you have no cholesterol. That's why all the men taking cholesterol medication, no sex drive. Do you know that testosterone has almost everything to do with your willpower in men? You lower a man's testosterone, it lowers their willpower as well to get up and do stuff. It's crazy.
Wow.
Your sperm production goes downhill. Also, for estrogen and progesterone, for your menstrual health, fertility, and bone strength. Now, another thing I see, because I do private caregiving as well, a lot of times after you take cholesterol medication and get older, the next thing they're giving you is calcium pills. Because now your calcium is not being regulated too. Your cholesterol has everything to do with your vitamin D. Your vitamin D regulates your calcium in your body. That's why I'm saying everything is always all connected. Your cortisol levels, your stress response, your fight or flight, inflammation control. If you want to keep your cortisol levels under control, all you do is cleanse out your body. When you take another thing, I haven't showed it yet, but when you take cholesterol medication, it increases your risk of diabetes. So, and now your pancreas, the beta cells, they're not being activated. Everything's now being clogged up and brittle, and your body's not functioning. Your liver's not functioning right now, not producing enough bile. The responsibility of your liver is to remove excess hormones. Insulin is a hormone. You can't remove nothing out the body, not for your liver mess up. It's cool how they call it liver, like it's liver, like without the liver, you cannot survive. You can survive, with missing kidney. You cannot survive without a liver. And a liver can regrow itself. That's how important it is. If you cut off a piece of your liver, it can regrow. It's a beautiful thing. Now let's get for one of the main important parts. As I go a little bit down, I said brain and nerve insulation. The human brain is 25% cholesterol by weight. It forms a protective coating. They call it a myelin sheath. It's a protective coating around the nerves to protect it. So think about the wires, right? You got the red wire, you got the blue wires, but that's not the wire, that's the actual coating around the wire. So you need to think of cholesterol as the red cover or the blue cover around the wires, protecting the wires from being what? Cut or having any accidents that keep everything running smoothly. I mean, you have to know that our brains are made up of copper and carbon, and we are electromagnetic beings. So the cholesterol actually protects the wire. It's kind of like we just trying to do a starter, we're trying to jump a car, and they got the protecting cone, but you put things together and it's not protected, you can get shocked, you can get hurt. So that is our protection. So it enables the formation of synapses for memory, cognition, and learning. So look at this. It is for neuroplasticity. It basically helps give your body the ability to rewire and to heal. So we have a lot of people that it's been running rapid. NPH, normal pressure hydrocephalus, has been growing massively out here. And so you see a lot of people, their gait is wrong and they cannot walk properly or shuffling. And also, a lot of times they just, claim it as Parkinson's at first until they do more research. But the issue is all that fluid in the brain, there's no more cholesterol in there to protect, right? And then they're taking the antidepressants. So now they got these heavy metals toxins in the brain, and now they can't sleep properly because a lot of times now they got to take sleep aids. So now the brain is supposed to shrink at nighttime when you go to sleep. When your brain shrinks at nighttime, all the fluids and supposed to drain out through the lymphatic system to your lymphatic system to come out, all toxins. It's always protecting itself. Mm-hmm. But without all these protective coatings on it, all these bad things, the brain's not shrinking, all these toxins are not coming out. You remove the cholesterol with the medication, so now these wires are exposed, which are your nerves in your brain, and now they're getting attacked. Mm-hmm. So now you can't remember stuff. Now you're off balance. Now you become more depressed. It's big right there. Very important, like when it comes to that brain. For anybody, I'm telling you, if you have a family member, I really want you to look at their medication. I want you to study the side effects. Let me give you an example of a side effect. You have a medication, say, very popular one, fluoxetine. Fluoxetine is an antidepressant drug. Very, very popular. And if you look at the side effects, cognitive issues, trembling, loss of balance. So they tell you stuff like in the universal law, they have to tell you what's going on, and it's your ability to comprehend it and see if you can do something about it. They just basically told you long-term use of fluoxetine causes the same issues that Parkinson's cause, but we keep taking them. They're telling you what it may cause, but it's really what it does cause in the long run. So next up, we can go a little bit lower to vitamin D production. So first, it starts with cholesterol. Then it's called, you see this is cholesterol in your skin. It's called 7-dehydrocholesterol. That's in your skin. It's cholesterol in your skin. And then the sunlight, the UVB rays hits your skin, and it converts it into vitamin D3. But it's a pre-vitamin D3. Then it goes to your liver and your kidneys to activate it to calcitrol. Calcitrol is the pills that they try to give y'all, vitamin D3. So guess what now, this will let you know how crazy it is. This is how it lets you know what it is. What do you think vitamin D3 comes from when they give it to you in a pill?
I have no idea.
Sheep hair.
Sheep hair?
Yes, wool. The wool has vitamin D3 and it has calcitrol in it. If you look it up, it's made either it's chemical form or it's from the wool of a sheep. But it's letting you know that we have it in us too.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from. But What's the point of taking that vitamin D3 pill when we still can't synthesize it? Our livers and kidneys messed up. So we're taking vitamins, and our body can't do nothing with it. That's why a lot of people say vitamins are useless. It technically is not. I'd rather people get vitamins in real food. That's when it really can do its magic. But just taking a pill by itself, your body still can't do nothing with it. So now you just have an overabundance of something in the body that's not doing anything. So, look at this. 30 to 40 trillion cells in the body has cholesterol embedded in its membrane. That means without cholesterol, you cannot survive at all. So it makes your membrane flexible, structure, permeable but selective, and able to receive signals from hormones and nutrients. So without cholesterol, you can't receive proper nutrients. But what are we doing? We're taking these statins to lower it, so therefore now we're mineral and nutrient deficient now. So now that's causing other diseases, because when you have mineral deficiency, it causes so many more diseases, because now your body cannot, function properly. You're basically limping across the finish line to wherever that time is, because you're not living a high-value, high-quality life no more, because you're deficient. You're aging faster.
Wow.
So now I'm going to go down to part 2. Hormone and sexual health. All right. And we're going to start with, once again, I told you that you need testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, aldosterone, and DHEA. These are all precursors. No, cholesterol is a precursor to all these amazing things in the body. But as you see, as you go down to statin suppression equal hormonal chaos, it inhibits the HMG-CoA reductase. This is an enzyme. See, the statin medication, just so you know, is blocking the HMG-CoA reductase. This is the enzyme that makes cholesterol. The consequences of that: lower hormonal output. Men experience low testosterone, ED, low energy, infertility. Women, irregular periods, mood swings, infertility, early menopause. Early menopause. So your mental health and libido, reproductive function, and muscle repair all crash without hormonal balance. And we look at our wonderful, wonderful women today. If I talk to 10 women right now, I'm like almost guaranteeing 8 of them or 9 have a hormonal imbalance.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wow.
For men, we have our prostate issues. That's a hormonal imbalance, and then the body is intelligent. So for the prostate, you have an enlarged prostate. And then you're like, well, why do you have an enlarged prostate? In order to grow a prostate, you need testosterone. So here you go. Your prostate is not clogged, right? And as it's clogged, you still got to get blood there. You still got to get life there. You got to get that oxygen, you got to get that iron there. Without oxygen, iron, it dies. Kind of like the diabetic, when your extremities start going bad, they start turning black, right? They start changing colors. You change colors when you don't get oxygen.
Yeah.
So that's why, and the body's so intelligent, they don't want to mess up this heart, the organs. They push it to your hands, your feet, your hair. So now you start having these issues. So for the prostate, you need that. Without that, like, your prostate is more important to your body than your hands and feet. The reason why this is how life keeps going for people. That's how you can actually have babies. When you're meeting with women, you can have babies. So now what they do is they increase the blood pressure. They enlarge the prostate. They enlarge it to open up. That's why it hurts when it pee. But you open up that prostate so the oxygen, the iron, and the nutrients can get there. But in order for that to happen, they have to give your body testosterone. Testosterone enlarges it. it goes through. But to enlarge testosterone, that means you need more what? Cholesterol. So now you have high cholesterol, right? So now I got high cholesterol and a prostate issue. So most men that have prostate issue have cholesterol issues. So what do? We take cholesterol medication.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's cholesterol medication. That prostate, it was enlarged, but now it's getting tighter, and now we taking these other pills to try to supplement. Now all this stuff can't get pushed out and cleansed out the prostate, right? We taking these supplements that got chemicals in it. Everything is clogged, lack of oxygen in there, parasites, disease, cancer. That's how it happens. You should have let the cholesterol go up, and all you had to do was change your lifestyle and do a deep cleanse your body out. Removing the cholesterol actually made the prostate worse. So, but they don't, they don't tell you this. They made cholesterol the number one enemy in the world.
Yes. Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So, right here, we're going to say beyond reproduction hormonal roles, estrogen is needed for brain health, serotonin regulation, skin elasticity. That means without cholesterol to make estrogen, your skin won't bounce back. It actually becomes saggy. Very needed. Progesterone for anti-anxiety. Promotes GABA. People be taking those GABAs. I mean, you can get that naturally from valerian, blue vervain, but that naturally comes from progesterone. It supports sleep. You get great sleep. You cannot get great sleep without proper cholesterol. That's why everybody's on cholesterol medication end up having to take some type of sleep-in or some type of antipsychotic or depression pill later on in life.
So now what is the GABA stand for? What is that?
I do not know how to pronounce that one for GABA, but GABA is definitely a compound that are naturally in herbs that helps relax the brain at night because we all overactive to actually promote proper sleep. That's why you ever see those nighttime teas they just have in the store, and you might see passion flower in there, you might see valerian, you might even see cardamom or kava in there, and the thing, it relaxes the mind. So we always full go, and we are already in high stress environment because at the end of the day, we're dealing with economy, we're dealing with family, we're dealing with co-workers, we're dealing with the air we breathe in, money, all these things. We're in full go mode, and at the end of the day, we're going to do everything we can to make sure there's a roof over our head and that we can drive to get across Houston.
Right.
And we're going to put ourselves through that stress to make sure, and everybody do it, and it's not a bad thing. You have to make sure you make a living, but you got to find a way to calm down and rest. Without rest, you can be the most healthy person in the world. If you do not get sleep, your brain does not get cleansed out. Simple as that. You only cleanse your brain while you're sleeping.
Interesting.
So, and if you're in the high stress mode all the time, you need GABA, which is a compound in natural herbs. And it's pretty cool with the colors. If you see anything blue or purple, just know that's going to help calm down the brain. So when you see like
food, blueberries.
Yes, it's for the brain. For the brain and the herbs too. Like when you hear like blue vervain, herbal, these are all purple and blue herbs that helps the brain.
Oh, so, okay. That's good to know.
God color-coded the herbs for us too. So there we go. Now, so why hormone testing can mislead you? Your labs may show low hormone levels, but the root cause, remember, you never just want to attack the symptoms. The symptoms are actually trying to help you. But the root cause is lack of raw material. When I mean raw material, lack of cholesterol. It's not endocrine failure. And boosting your cholesterol often corrects hormone imbalance because the cholesterol is what makes the hormones.
Okay.
So we're going to go a little bit into the men's health in section 6. As you know, all testosterone is made from cholesterol. And I show you the process. It occurs in the Leydig cells of the testes. So you have these cells in your testes, in the adrenal glands. And it requires healthy cholesterol, proper enzyme function, and a responsive pituitary gland. Now, let me say this. There is a direct correlation between the brain and the reproductive area for men and women. That's why when the elderly have UTIs, they hallucinate. It's a direct correlation between your reproductive area and the brain. It's a direct correlation. So you see, they have to make sure you have a responsive pituitary gland to make sure this works. You got to have proper enzyme function. You got to have healthy cholesterol levels. So all this still is going back to the point that you need to cleanse your body out. You need to cleanse that gut out, because that's where the serotonin is at. You need to cleanse the brain. That's where the dopamine is at. You need to cleanse your kidney, liver, adrenal gland, pancreas, because without that, your body cannot function at all. Your heart, you need herbs to strengthen your heart. You need herbs to naturally strengthen your blood flow. Like my heart, I think beats resting probably like 45 beats a minute. And that's a good thing. That means it takes 45 beats in a minute to really circulate through my body. It doesn't work hard at all. And someone say you have a low heartbeat. I said, no, that's actually normal for athletes. If you know anybody that ran track, I can almost guarantee you they have a low resting heartbeat, because they done strengthen that heart by putting intentional stress on it. Because there's two types of stress. Remember, there's two sides to everything. There's stress that you put on your body when you're eating bad food, eating a lot of seed oils and fattening things that are processed, right? And a lot of grains and bread. But then there's intentional stress. Intention with good intention. Remember, energy is energy, but your intentions make everything. But you can't just put good intentions on a donut. It's not going to change, all right? It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. But say if you lifting weights, that's good intention. That's putting stress on the body to rebuild, to make it stronger. But remember, you need cholesterol for the muscles to rebuild. So it's still important. So you're taking cholesterol medication trying to lift weights. You're finding out a deficit right there. When you're eating natural mushrooms, that helps rewire the brain, but the cholesterol helps the mushrooms rewire the brain. When you're doing squats and you're getting on leg strong, so you have more balance, you're doing exercise for your core. So now you can sit up upright and proper, so you don't have no back issues, later on. When you meditate, then you do deep breath work, so you can get the maximum amount of oxygen in your body in to relax your mind. I always tell this because, remember, we used to do all the breathing exercises at the end. It's almost impossible to focus on deep breathing and to think about all your troubles at the same time. When you're focused on the breath, I'll tell you, I can't focus on two things if I'm focused on breathing. You can't. All your worries go away when you intentionally. If I try to think of something while doing that, I can't. Everything's focused on the breath. Everything's really calming you down. So good meditation before you go to sleep. Deep breaths before you go to sleep. They say counting cheeks and just literally just focusing on something other than all stuff you got to deal with when you get up in the morning. Very, very important. So we're going to go here. When cholesterol is suppressed, you see your testosterone go down. So you deal with fatigue, depression, muscle loss. Nitric oxide goes down, erectile dysfunction. You know how they be telling you to eat the beets and the pomegranate for the nitric oxide, for your heart, for your blood flow? That's good, but what if you're taking cholesterol medication at the same time? You're not getting what you're supposed to be getting. Mm-hmm. Your estrogen go down. Do you know when you have low estrogen, now you're going to have poor bone density? And then they give you a pill or give you some type of medication for your bones, right, to make it harder. Now, this is what happens. Instead of being like a healthy bone, right, it's hard, but it's dense. All right, do y'all know that the praline candy, the pecan candy, is hard, but it's brittle? Yeah. So the medication gives you the idea that it's hard, but it's brittle, so it still breaks easily. That's why they can still take those, but their bones just break. They still break bones. It's brilliant. So it's a hard bone with no substance, so it breaks. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Then watch this. Your sex hormone binding, I'm gonna say it right, globulin means less free testosterone. You don't have no free testosterone going around. It binds with it, and when it binds, you don't have no testosterone to boost your drive up. You don't have it to increase muscle mass, your drive, and that rises. So everything has a reaction. There's a law of cause and effect. So here it goes. It's going to go to nitric oxide in circulation. Nitric oxide relaxes blood vessels. Relaxes. Now, what do we do to relax blood vessels right now, y'all? What do they have y'all take? They make y'all take potassium pills. The potassium pills is what they give y'all. Of course, it's not the natural form of potassium that you get from the natural stuff. But since the cholesterol is messed up, you don't have a lot of nitric oxide, now the vessels are closing. And also, whatever in those vessels and the arteries and everything, it's clogged up because it's causing more inflammation because it's not having cholesterol repair the vessels. So now you're at high risk for strokes, heart attacks, everything. So that's important. So if you get your cholesterol higher naturally and then deal with taking these other pills supplement because, they give you cholesterol pills and most likely take high blood pressure pills, do you know that the high blood pressure pills forces your body to overuse potassium until it depletes your body of potassium? That's why you have to take the potassium pill. But the blood pressure wasn't an issue in the first place. It was the cholesterol having issues not being pushed out the body. And I'm talking about not just regular cholesterol. Remember, it's oxidized cholesterol. Okay, it had nothing to do with the HDL, LDL. It was oxidized cholesterol that caused that issue. And so now, just like the prostate had to do, give testosterone to open up that space so air, oxygen, and nutrients can go through, your body has to put more pressure on the body to make sure nutrients travel to your body. Think about it. In order for your body to live, blood has to get there, oxygen has to get there, minerals have to get there. If your body is clogged up and now cholesterol comes, but you're still not eating right, your body has to increase the blood pressure so it can force the nutrients to go to the rest of your body. Just think of your body as an obstacle course or a racetrack, and cars are going through. Then you got a bunch of logs and stuff on here, so now they got to jump a ramp over these logs, and you need more force, more pressure to jump over all these obstacles just to go through the body. Like our body has a goal to make sure we get nutrients everywhere, but we keep clogging it up. And your body is so intelligent, it increases your pressure so you can get nutrients everywhere. But of course, long time of that will be wear and tear on those vessels, and that's why they pop. And on top of that, you remove the cholesterol, so now all the cholesterol, good and bad, so now it can't even repair itself. It can't even go to a pit stop and get new tires. It can't because you remove its ability to repair itself. Jeez. So let's see. Restore hormones, natural way to support testosterone. Unprocessed fats. Now, I really don't do eggs, but it's someone that do eat is vegetarian or eat meat, I would say eat eggs. But if you're going to eat eggs, it has to be high quality. Went to the farmer's market. I got some from mine. It was some duck eggs, some goose eggs, big. They're expensive too, but you always got to do high quality now, so you don't live a low quality life later. You have to make sure these eggs are natural and make sure when I mean free range, according to believe the FDA or USDA, the free range, all they have to do is keep them in a facility, but just open the gate up. It's considered free range.
Yeah.
So they can see the air. That's free range. So that's not. You need to go to actual farms to get what you need.
Yes. True.
Now we need zinc, magnesium, boron. You can get zinc from and magnesium for sprouted nuts, not just nuts by itself. They have to be sprouted to get the nutrients out of it. And also it removes all of the anti-nutrients. Anti-nutrients are things that block the absorption of minerals in the body. Like, spinach is so popular. Spinach has an anti-nutrient called the oxalate. Oxalate blocks the absorption of. It bonds with calcium in the body, and it also causes stones in the body. So also that will cause issues. And it blocks the absorption of iron as well. So you got to watch out for that. I'm going to speak on women's health real quick, and then definitely answer the question. We'll start on women's health. So when you have irregular periods of heavy bleeding, fertility struggles, early menopause symptoms, vaginal dryness, low libido, mood swings, depression, insomnia, osteoporosis, it's all from estrogen loss. This all because of cholesterol issues. So these statins blocks the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone at the root. Low-fat diet starves the body of cholesterol. Hormonal birth control is an artificial suppression of ovarian functions. So what that's telling you, birth control can cause ovarian cancer. See, they don't tell you that. They don't want to tell you like that.
For sure.
But that's what it's going to cause. Or you have to get your ovaries removed. All these things, you got to get off that birth control. It's not natural. I understand we all want to be free and everything, but you have to protect yourself in other ways. That's birth control affects your ability to have babies. Sometimes you become sterile. Or even if you don't become sterile, you are messing up your child in your stomach because of things, all the different changes in your body. Your hormones become part of the baby hormones. The food you eat becomes part of the baby. Everything that's circulating in your blood becomes part of the baby. So, and then the spark plug, like, we got spark plugs for the car to go. It's the sperm. So we have a man on cholesterol medication, don't have no high testosterone, don't have no strong sperm. You can cause genetic weakness in a baby. Not to mention that parasites can pass through those barriers and be parasites in the sperm and cause a lot of issues in children. And of course, the same for the women too, and they're edic.
Yeah.
Like, believe it or not, menopause should not be real. It's here now, but there's places where people don't have menopause in certain parts of the world, but that's because they live natural. It's almost impossible to live natural in the United States, especially you live in a fast city life, but you should not be having menopause in your 40s or 50s. If you did, it should be way later on. But everything's clogged up. Your fallopian tubes are clogged. That's all it is. Your fallopian tubes are clogged. If it's clogged, then why should I keep producing eggs? If it's clogged up, think about it. Something's clogged up, and then these dead eggs or keep all on top of each other, that's going to cause an issue. So I'm like, well, let me just stop production. But of course, that's going to cause what? A hormonal imbalance, right? Now you have all these hot flash and all these other issues. So also for the breast health and vagina health, without cholesterol, you cannot repair these areas. The vaginal lining, the cervical mucus, the breast tissue. You have to reintroduce healthy fats like coconut oil, avocado. If you're not plant-based, on pasture eggs. You need to cleanse your liver. You need bitters like dandelion root, burdock root, milk thistle. You need support progesterone with B6, zinc, and magnesium, but from actual natural foods. And I have those undertone tragedies at the bottom, right above session 8, part 2. Okay. So here's some allies for the women: black cohosh, Vitas with chassis berry. They sell that a lot, the chassis berry. Dong Quai, maca. This will help with balancing the hormones, especially in the reproductive area.
I just have one quick question. So the herbal allies, do you mix those together, or how do you take all of that? You make a tea or something out of that?
I like making teas. Here's the thing. It depends on your gut. Say you have right now, you're not producing a lot of bowel. Say you have a low stomach acid. It'd probably be better for you to drink a tea than to take capsules. Okay. A lot of times they find even vitamins just stuck up in the body, not even breaking down. It's kind of like when your body's full of junk, That's like putting some beautiful diamonds or anything on top of a junkyard in the car. You know, so now it's way up here. Until you remove all that junk, you can't even see it at the bottom. So you're putting great stuff in junk. I always use a water tower method. You know, it's a dirty water tower. You put all these chemicals in it to clean it, but it's still dirty. You have to clean out the water tower first, then fill up with the right nutrients. So very, very important. Right here, I'm under part 3. Inflammation, section 9. Inflammation is the villain. So it says modern medicine often blames cholesterol for heart attacks, strokes, and chronic disease. In reality, inflammation is the root villain. And cholesterol is the body's attempt to contain the damage. So the protective role of cholesterol, it acts like an internal band-aid. It dispatches to sites of injury, oxidation, or inflammation to seal damaged blood vessels, prevent internal bleeding or rupture, patch oxidative wear in the arteries. It doesn't cause the fire. It shows up because the fire is burning. So let's look at these triggers. Refined sugar causes oxidative stress on vessels. We have to stop eating this processed food, y'all. Toxic seed oil. Who's still cooking with vegetable oil, canola oil, soybean oil that they use at these restaurants? It causes free radical formation, and it causes arterial inflammation. Chronic stress elevates your cortisol level. It disrupts immune and hormone balance in the body. Smoking or pollution, oxidative lung and vascular injury. Infections and parasites in the body. It triggers immune activation and tissue damage. Leaky gut, which is, oh man, we got to get that fixed. Endotoxins enter the blood. It triggers systematic inflammation. So now, you got leaky gut. We got cholesterol going everywhere. And nutrient deficiencies, right? Poor tissue repair and antioxidant defenses. Now, how this triggers a cholesterol alert. Artery become inflamed or oxidized. White blood cells arrive first. Now, there's a compound or a chemical called cytokines, which is released. The liver sends the LDL cholesterol to the site. Hear that? The LDL to the site. Cholesterol tries to patch and heals. The doctor sees the plaque and blames cholesterol in ignoring the trigger that caused it. So doctors often rely on total cholesterol, but these are the better indicator for risk. So this, if you go to the doctor, I want you to get these checked. So I did add this. You see it says a CRP, a C-reactive protein. It measures the actual inflammation in the body. You hear that, y'all? That's why I make sure y'all all got this All right, and then another marker you get checked, homocysteine. It's why it matters, elevated in vessel damage and methylation issues. We got fibrinogen. I'm saying it wrong. Fibrinogen. I'm saying it wrong, y'all. It indicates blood clotting and vascular stress. Your LPA, inflammatory LDL suppression tied to genetics. And then triglyceride HDL ratio, better predicator of insulin resistance and heart attacks. These are what you need to be getting checked. So you have to know that statins lower cholesterol without addressing inflammation. You might hit your number, but inflammatory fire still burning in the body. That's why people still have heart attacks with a perfect LDL. So here's some things that would help. Focus on the fire, not just silencing the alarm. We got herbs like turmeric, which I don't do as much turmeric because it can be hard on the kidneys, but you always have to add black pepper with it to help to actually activate the curcumin. So you actually can get the benefits from it. Ginger is amazing. Boswellia, amazing. Burdock, holy basil. The antioxidants, vitamin C, E, selenium, zinc. Vitamin C, I would get it from camu berry, the acerola cherry. You can actually buy this in a powder form, add it to water. The vitamin E, get it in sprouted almonds. Sprouted almonds are very high in vitamin E. That's why they give you almond oil, the vitamin E for the skin. Selenium, sprouted Brazil nuts, the highest concentration of selenium in the world. Then zinc, you just keep actually eating your nuts. You get the zinc from there. the nuts have the zinc in it. It's very good, and also seaweed.
Is it a specific nuts or is it just any?
Almost basically any nuts have zinc in it. It's very. Okay. That's why men need to eat a lot of nuts, but it needs to be sprouted.
Okay.
But also, you take herbs high in iron too if you're suffering with low zinc. Iron helps boost that blood flow.
Okay.
We have foods like berries, wild greens. If you're not, fatty fishes if you're not vegan, but it has to be wild caught. I repeat, wild caught. It cannot be farm raised, so you will have to spend that extra money. Detox pathways, your liver, colon, kidney, and lymph. Your liver, like I said, removes the hormones. The colon, that's 95% disease also in the gut. You got to get that colon clean. Your kidneys is about all the nutrients going to the right spots, all the blood flow, every circulation. Amazing. Blood pressure, kidneys. Your lymphatic support. Yes, on the lymph nodes and everything. You got to get that pushed out and out the body because your body sends lymph, which in those lymph, you're going to have white blood cells, you're going to have low cholesterol, all these different things, trying to push all that waste out the body because they send mucus too. Even though I didn't speak on, they send cholesterol, they send mucus, because mucus is a protective layer around every single organ in the body, and it's trying to get the invaders. And when they're fighting, they call their friends. They call the white blood cells their friends. They call it the cholesterol, and they all start fighting. They have a war in your body, a war you can't see right now. But we keep putting bad food and stuff in our body, so now it's still like the movie 300. Now we outnumbered, and we just get our tails kicked. And then we try to bottle them up. We try we can't whoop them. Let's put them in a tumor. So since we can't fight, let's put them in a bag so they just don't spread everywhere in the body. And we keep on eating the bad stuff, so then you know what? They get so big, the tumor pop. Now it's just stage 3, stage 4 cancer. The body been fighting the whole time, but we didn't help ourselves. So
even though we have the warnings.
Yeah, we have all the warnings. There ain't no one in the world that don't have that internal, I wonder what's going on in my body. Everybody knows it. They just ignore it. They ignore it. So, statin side effects. This is clinically documented, y'all. Muscle pain, weakness, memory loss, confusion, depression, sexual dysfunction, hormone crash, fatigue, brain fog, joint pain, new onset of type 2 diabetes, liver damage, and an increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke. Most side effects are dose-dependent and often worsen over time when combined with other medications. Statins, so they were never designed to do it. Statins do not fix inflammation. Statins do not reverse plaque. Statins do not rebuild the heart. Statins do not improve your mitochondrial health. Statins do not resolve metabolic syndrome. The brain, cholesterol disconnect. Cholesterol is essential for the formation of neurotransmitter functions. Statins cross the blood-brain barrier and it interferes with your memory, serotonin, and dopamine. So now you have these Alzheimer's-like symptoms, and even suicidal ideations have been documented after statin use. This is all clinical, by the way, y'all. The pharmaceutical motive. Statins are $30+ billion a year industry. Lowering cholesterol creates a downstream effect. Why? Because that leads to more drugs. Statins equal joint pain equals NSAIDs, right? The NSAIDs. So now we're talking about Tylenol, Aleve, aspirins every day. You got joint pains, right? So that's another drug you take. What else it lead to? Statin leads to ED. Now y'all taking Viagra. It's a lot of men have passed from taking Viagra, unfortunately. But what else it lead to? Statin leads to fatigue. Now you're taking stimulants. Now you're taking steroids. So you're taking all these different things. You're taking a ton of coffee now because you can't stay awake. Statin equals depression. Now you're taking these SSRIs, which is like fluoxetine, these depression medications, antipsychotic medications, and you can't think straight without. Because it's really hard to get off of those. You could be having episodes trying to get off of those. You have to really gradually take yourself off. But you could have had a safer approach, fix inflammation. You could have had, like I said, turmeric, ginger, olive leaf, hawthorn berry, holy basil. For your liver, like I said, dandelion, burdock, milk thistle, activated charcoal to remove the toxin to bind with it. Natural fats, olives, coconut oil, avocado, olive oil. And like you have beets in the middle because that's still high in oxalates. A little bit of garlic, but not overly too much. but pomegranate and cayenne you can have all day. I'm gonna go to part 6, session 19, y'all. Polypharmacy, and just actually talking about just the whole system of just being on multiple medication and the drug spiral from cholesterol suppression. How one statin becomes 5 prescriptions. Okay. All right, it all starts with one drug. Statins are prescribed as a preventative, and even when no symptoms exist, just a loud number. Once cholesterol is suppressed, the spiral begins. Number 1, fatigue, right? Now we're taking thyroid meds, low libido. Now we're taking testosterone, estrogen, or ED meds. Depression, those are the SSRI. That's the serotonin suppression. That's what the SS stand for. Then also we got the pain and stiffness. Now we're taking the Tylenols, the Advils, the Aleve. Digestive issues. Now we're taking them acid blockers. Insomnia and anxiety. Now we're taking the benzo. We're taking the sleeping pills. See how that all happens like that? And then if you go down, what is the hidden consequences of polypharmacy? Nutrient depletion. Now we're losing magnesium. Remember, magnesium is what keeps your body at ease. So if you lose that, higher stress. CoQ10. That right there is needed to actually have energy. That is the fire starter for all of the cells in your body. Zinc. Without zinc, do you know that zinc repairs DNA in your body? Without zinc, you can't repair DNA. Without zinc, can't build muscle. Without zinc, you have low testosterone. B vitamins. B vitamin is actually what converts food into energy. So that means if you have low B vitamins, now you're not converting food into energy. Now you're really sluggish. So now we have the CYP450 enzyme overload, impaired detox. Now we're talking about the liver. Drug interaction. So now you have seizures, organ damage. You're having cognitive decline, memory loss. Now you have dependency on the drug, right? And you have withdrawal cycles when you stop it. Now look at this downstream diagnosis. You're taking it for 3 to 6 months. Now here's a common misdiagnosis when you do it. Depression, fatigue, muscle pain. 6 to 12 months. Now a lot of people taking cholesterol medication have hypothyroidism, low testosterone. Now a year or two, now people been taking cholesterol medicine for decades, right? We talking about early dementia or Parkinsonism. Not Parkinson, but Parkinson-like symptoms. 2 to 5 years, osteoporosis, fibromyalgia, I always say that wrong. Fibromyalgia, fibromyalgia, oh, you messed it up. And heart failure. So all these things happen just off spiral from one medication. So as we go down, we're going to go down again a little bit more. I'm going to go to the cholesterol collapse drug list under section 20. Top 13 drug class tied to cholesterol dysfunction. So SSRIs like Prozac for depression. So basically what it is, the root cause is really cholesterol needed for serotonin receptor function. But we're taking depression, Prozac. Number 2, the myelin loss from low cholesterol. Remember that myelin is protect the nerves of your cells. So now we're taking what? Anxiety and nerve pain. We're taking Cymbalta. We're taking SNRIs. Also, neurotransmitter collapse. Now we're taking antipsychotics. We're taking Abilify. Abilify is very popular because now we have mood swing and agitation. Now we're having GABA receptor imbalance, adrenal issues. Now we're taking Ambien, right? I know a lot of people take Ambien. Hormones are made from cholesterol, but now the issue is now we're taking HRT drug. They're pushing big this hormone replacement therapy now. They pushing that big. Now we have cholesterol, testosterone, nitrogen pathway collapse. We're taking Viagra because of dysfunction. And now we're taking the myelin and mitochondria. We got pain meds. We're taking gabapentin. We got neuropathy. Ain't gonna pronounce that word again. And now we have thyroid issues and hypothyroidism. As we go down, you're going to realize we're taking so many drugs. We're taking a lot of beta blockers, by the way, high blood pressure. You're doing because calcium, I always do the research on it, calcium constricts your blood vessels. So that's why they block the calcium in your body. But if you block the calcium is the most alkaline mineral in the body. So that actually, when you do that, it makes your body more acidic when you take calcium blockers. So you're blocking it from doing its job. It's doing it. It's trying to really help you.
Mm-hmm.
So as we go down, this is very important. We go into part 7, session 21. I wanted first up limitless wellness to Isis. I just want you to talk about your products here that you had that would help with cholesterol.
Hi guys. I was put on the spot. I'm actually out and about listening to this right now. But if you would like to learn more, no, you're good. You're good. It's okay. If you would like to learn more about my products, you can go on my website, limitlesswellnesscompany.com, and it's spelled out all the way. But just a little bit. I was talking to Joseph yesterday, and he was asking me about all of those things that was pretty much we touched already, and it was just funny because I said I have a whole package for that. It's called the Miracle 5, and it consists of what we call a super cleanse, which helps like cleanse the body on a cellular level and helps eliminate from the body. So if somebody is unregular with bowel movements, it helps them become regular. It also has the inflammation blend, which helps with inflammation in the body. That's the anti-inflammatory. Has products like turmeric, ashwagandha, turkey rhubarb in it, different herbs like that just help the body to relieve itself from a lot of inflammation that happens when you can just walk outside. The air is polluted, the water is polluted, the food is polluted. So that one really helps. It's much like black seed, and in fact, it does have black seed or nigella seed in there as well. We have a blood cleanser, which helps to cleanse the blood of the impurities and pull out, toxins, heavy metals out of the blood and put it back into the digestive system for the super cleanse to go ahead and help move out. We have the kidney, liver, and gallbladder, because when those systems are backed up, it is harder for your body. Your body has to work harder to eliminate things. So when you nourish those, that system of your filtration system, everything starts to flow better. And then lastly, we have the superfood, which is a replenisher. It has over 63 different superfoods in it. I believe 5 to 6 different sea mosses. And yes, there are more than one sea moss. Most people know about Iris moss, but there are much more, such as like bladderwrack. What am I missing? Kelp. There are two different types of sea mosses. Chondrus crispus, and there's another one I can't think of it at this moment in time right now. There's spirulina, there's chlorella, there's so many more, but they're all in the superfood. Helps to balance hormones, helps to replenish, helps with hair and skin. What am I missing? It's also good for people who are postpartum, as well as when they're needing a prenatal. It's a good multivitamin. And it also has moringa as well. It does so much, but the 5 products that I just named, they're all together in one package, and it's called the Miracle 5. So if you guys want to learn more about it, you guys can get with me. Go on my website, Limitless Wellness Company, or you can email me at limitlesswellnesscompany@gmail.com, or just text or call me at my number, 832-273-1884. I'm about to step in a building, so I didn't want to be so loud on the phone.
Nah, that was perfect. Thank you so much. And next person I want to speak about is Denise. Are you on the line, Denise, for Fit and Bless?
So yeah, we have a lot of different products. I sent Joseph several of the items. And he spoke on a lot of the different items that we use, and actually Isis as well. So there's a lot of different resources that you can go to besides Fit and Blessed Herbs. But we all work in conjunction, and I tend to agree with everything that even Dr. Fisher was talking about as well. So with Fit and Blessed Herbs, we cannot speak highly enough of the Woodroot Tonic. We have Renew Woodroot Tonic, which is amazing for decalcifying and cleansing the body, and it cleanses every portion, every cell in the body, and it's one of those things that you just notice immediate relief from. And so, yeah, that's one of our major items, as well as the total health. Total health is 95% of all of my clients are on total health as a normal daily nutrition because of the ingredients in it, which include but aren't limited to things like graviola and moringa, spirulina, ashwagandha, and all of the other different superfoods that your body definitely needs to cleanse itself and to actually, give you all the nutrition that you need that you never will be able to consume on your normal diet. Period. And just as clean as he eats, as clean as Joseph eats, he's on the move all day, every day, and we just don't have the time to farm our lands and just literally graze like we should, I guess. And so those things like the total health, again, that's something that you can wake up and take with you and have it in your pocket, basically, have it in your purse, and it's giving you all of the nutrition that you need every day. And I love what they were talking about as far as, making sure that your gut and your liver are cleansed. And then, like you said, there's just nothing better than getting out in the sun for 20 minutes or more a day. We have become a sedentary society. Unlike any place on the planet, we promote more of the in-house living rather than outside and getting out into the sun. And we are a sun people. And so, but we spend most of our time indoors and air conditioned, and it's actually making our bodies weaker and sicker. So, I had one of the ladies that I was speaking to on last Sunday. She said, she's one of my clients, and she asked me, what do I do about vitamin D? And I pointed to the window, and I said, go outside for 20 minutes every day. And the cheapest and easiest thing that you can do to get vitamin D in your body. Your skin is the largest cell organ that you have. And if you can connect with the sun, it will truly heal you. He mentioned about the wool, the sheep wool. We have hair, and it's very much like sheep wool, and it connects with the sun. And so we have to be very mindful. The Bible is very, very clear when it tells you what to do for your health. When we talk about the herb is for the healing of the nation, the fruit is for its food, the sun is a vital for your living. You have to connect with the sun. And that's why we have people that are depressed. That's why so you have to understand, just go out and it's free 99 way of making yourself well. Just step out in the sun. Go to the mailbox and stay out there for another 15 minutes after you walk out there. And then come back inside, and you find out you're healing yourself. You'll find you're happier. You'll find you have more energy. You're actually breathing in purer air than you have inside of your house. And that's what I have to say. So I'm always available for consultations if you want to chat. 832-441-5255. I answer my phone. Please don't call after 7. I have people that enjoy talking, and they like to talk to me about 9, 10 o'clock at night. That's a bad idea. But
thanks. Let me think about something too. In the Bible it said Jesus had hair like wool.
Exactly. Exactly. And why do you think he always references the sheep? Because it's very similar to us. So those things are, it sounds like, oh, that's just kind of, maybe it's fiction, maybe it's kind of wordplay. It's actually not. It's very, very clear. So we have to, confer to things like biblical truth when it comes to our health and well-being. Just get outside in the sun. Seriously, connect with Mother Earth. And it actually heals you. Walking on grass, yes, that's one of your other larger organs in the body. Just actually, we've just gotten so, I don't want to, step on the grass, or, it's dirt. Well, that's why you have the black soap. Wash your feet off after you come back inside. But, when you do those things, you really do help your body. You actually find yourself not having the depression. Your what do you call it? Your vibrations are higher. Your energy is higher. And it's very, very true. When you go out and you look in the sun, when you look at things, you'll actually see the waves coming off of the trees, the leaves, the humans, the animals. You can actually see their vibration. You can see that they call it the aura, but you can actually see it, and it's pretty amazing. You actually become clearer inside and out. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Denise.
Well,
You know, another thing I find interesting is our hair is woolly, and that's what we have been trained to call the bad hair. Oh, they've got good hair, but the woolly hair we don't call good.
it's crazy, huh?
It's interesting.
Those coils are there for a reason.
Okay.
Antennas.
Exactly. There you go.
Dr. Fisher, are you available right now?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect.
Yes, I'm here. Again, this is Dr. Fisher with Road to Wellness, and what we do is align with a lot of the products, the services that align with the products that the ladies were discussing, our herbalists. And what that looks like is that when it comes to getting well, we provide services that help to accelerate that process. And that would be through an example is like a vitamin C drip. So with vitamin C, you know, it's a high potent antioxidant, but when you couple it with EDTA, that is a chelating agent that helps to just kind of open up the blood vessels and to also remove heavy metal, as well as allow better peripheral circulation with the body. So those are one of the drips we do. And so sometimes when people are wanting to wean off of medications, they'll couple their detox with some IV drips once or twice a week to help to move them in the direction they want to move into sooner than later. We also offer ozone therapy, which is wonderful. Ozone therapy has been around for years. It's the number one go-to in Europe. They pretty much use ozone for everything, which is a type of oxygen therapy where we're basically infusing. We pop an IV in and we infuse oxygen into all of the organs. As you heard Joseph said, you know, it's hard for the body to get well without oxygen. So when the cells are starting to malfunction, is due to lack of oxygen. So what we do is go in and oxygenate the body, and that can kill off free radicals. It kills off candida, kills off parasites, kills off bacteria. So that's how ozone works. And then being able to infuse oxygen in the brain is wonderful. We also offer the lymphatic services. We have two different types. We have the Balancer Pro, where basically it's like you step into some pans, then you lie down, and then there's a machine that provides compression, massaging to the lymphatic system, keeping in mind your lymphatic system is your trash can. You have literally over about 250 nodes in the body that helps to remove excess trash. That's why when you go to the bathroom, it's important to urinate. It's important to have a bowel movement. It's important to sweat. It's important to breathe, because these are excretory organs that allow your body to eliminate. So when it comes to the lymphatic system, when people get sick, a lot of times it's because their lymphatic system became an issue. And so that's why we do offer two different types of lymphatic. We have a manual system we use, which is our massage therapist, and then we have a electronic system we use, which is where I mentioned you step into the pans, you lie down, and then it does all the work for you. So it's very important to make sure that we're moving toxins out of the body, depending on your level of wellness and your budget, of course, that is, as to how far and what we need to do. We also prescribe you to have colonic therapy as well, which is cleaning out the gut. As he mentioned, cleaning out the gut is going to be very important. So in situations like that, in Texas, a prescription is required for a colonic. So we do give you the prescription in alignment with your herbal program, your services. We also suggest you go and have regular colonics done, because that also helps to shift parasites and different types of bacteria and fungus out of the gut, so that you're able to get well Or if you're just trying to stay well, this is how you get to 90 years old, and this is how you make it to 100. These are things we want to regularly be able to do. Oxygenate, cleansing the colon, moving your body, and just being thoughtful in the things that you consume and you put into your body. So that's just what I wanted to share in terms of those serves. And then he had mentioned about the Quest. The Quest is it's pretty much our biggest go-to for our clients, because what it does is it scans over 68,000 variables in your body, and it tells us what is out of balance. So a lot of times, people are going to the diet, for example, to the doctor. For an example, we had a client come in, of course, this week, having a lot of issues with breakouts on his back, his face, acne everywhere. And he's trying to understand, I don't know why. We've been taking antibiotics, from the doctors, and and they help a little bit. When I get off of them, they don't help anymore. So eventually, he made an appointment to come in. And I say all this to say is a lot of times when you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're expecting the same results, that is the definition of insanity. You want to try something a little different. So he came in, and once we scanned his body, which when we scan the body, it's painless. You just sit in a chair. You hold a small little device in your hand, and what I do is scan over 70,000 variables of your body, and it'll pop out on a screen to tell me what the root cause of the problem was. And his was intestinal worms and parasites and then fungus and candida. So if he would have just went on with another round of antibiotics, he still wouldn't have evolved, and he would have continued to just tear up his stomach. And that would have been a huge issue. And so that's why I like to do the Quest scan on my clients, because I don't like to guess. We can almost, a lot of times we're all on the computer, and all of us become Dr. Google, right? And we start to figure out what's going on with our body, when that very well may not be the issue. So the Quest test, I like it because it just gives you a good foundation of what your body is experiencing. Even if somebody has cancer, it tells me, and it'll tell me where it is. But a lot of our issues are functional issues, but most doctors are very objective with how they do things. But with the Quest, it's subjective and objective, and that's what I like about it. And we don't have to pick, probe, or push on you at all. You just sit very comfortable in a chair, you scan your body, and you find out what's going on. So I always tell people once a year they should consider doing a Quest just to see how their body is doing. And then go from there in terms of how you want to approach it. And once a year is not a lot. We only charge $150 to do that thorough exam, and then any follow-ups after that, it's only $100. But, of course, you guys being in this today and it's something you want to do, we can certainly give you a discount just for being in this wellness community and just wanting to optimize your health. But those are some of the services we offer. We offer PMF services. We offer chi machines, where you just kind of basically moving your body, which is another lymphatic motion. But all these things is just to help you to optimize where you go. And then our stem cell. For those who have very, very high inflammation in your body from those labs, we do offer exosomes, which helps to drop the inflammation in the body rather quickly if someone is having a lot of issues. So that's kind of one of our other platinum services that we do offer. But we are here, in the community, and we are a voice, and I just want to make sure you guys know that these are some of the things that are available to you guys. But remember, whatever it is you decide, the decision is yours, and you're only one decision away from optimizing your health to the next level. So it is totally up to you. Start wherever your budget allows you to start, and just continue to grow from there.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fisher. Definitely check her out. And remember, in here, in the appendix and throughout, I have the information, so you always can reach out to them, okay? I would say that for me, I'm Joseph Sam from Root to Wellness, and I'm really big on understanding who you are, understanding like what you eat every day, what you put in your body, what's your lifestyle, what's your family history, what's your work environment, what chemicals and toxins you're around. I'm really trying to do fine tuning to really understand what is going on with you. So I offer plenty of consultations, and I don't have a specific compound. Everything is tailored to what is exactly going on to your body. And the beautiful thing is there never will be enough healers in this world. So that's why I have all these wonderful, wonderful goddesses on the phone on this call today. And there's always resources that you can always reach out to. So a lot of times when I do conversations, it's always when we all work collaboratively, that's no long words, but we all can just come together, and I can have you talk to Isis from Luminous, have you talk to Denise from Fit and Blessed, have you talk to Dr. Fisher from Road to Wellness. But we have all these different opportunities that we can promote healing. So my biggest thing is my consultation is $85. It did go up from $75 to $85, and my consultations usually last from an hour to 2 hours. It's very detailed, and it comes with a study guide. It comes with protocol to really help. And then you have the option. I always get the option to get your own herbs or make them for you, or I delegate and I let you go to Denise, Isis, or Dr. Fisher. So there's always a way that you can get the products that you need to start healing. But the biggest thing is, they say ignorance is bliss, but I don't know about that. I feel like if you don't know what's wrong with you, how can you fix you? Right. It's like, how do you know that? How can you take accountability for something that you don't know that's wrong or what's going on in your body? So I'm very big on giving people awareness. That means they're not doing things blindly. That means if you do eat this, regardless if you do or not, because free will, you know that you have the knowledge right here that you know what goes on in your body when you do ingest that. But with that awareness helps you to really make a better choice to actually heal. Because it's hard to do something blindly. You're going to run into a lot of things. I want you to have your eyes wide open and have your heart open and really go through what you have to go through to heal. It's easy to get into something, but it's hard to get out of something. Like, it's kind of like a bank. They take our money quick. It's going to take 3 weeks if it's on a debit card to come back. So I got to watch out for that.
Right.
So that's all for me today. There's a lot more information in here. Have a glossary, have appendix, and other parts talking about gallbladders, kidney stones. I mean, it's an abundance of information. Put a lot of love into this, and this is for you. You can share it, and I will be posting this on my social media. So thank y'all so much.
Wow. Joseph, this was incredible, unbelievable. I wish I had known you had this much information. I would have blotted out 4 hours for us. All in. So, like I said, he prepared this for us, you guys. So if you have, open up your hearts and your wallets to help him out with, this I was not expecting. This is amazing. So what's your Cash App or Zelle?
It's my Zelle is just my phone number, which is 832-474-3629.
Okay.
And my Cash App is $.
Zelle. Okay. And I'll say that out loud for everybody. So the Zelle, if you want to Zelle him, it's 832-474-3629. Okay, and then the Cash App?
It is $JJSAM1.
Okay, JJSAM1 is Cash App. Again, the Zelle is 832-474-3629. And Cash App, $JJSAM1. That's JJ Sam 1.
Yeah, or with Cash App, they can just type in the phone number too again.
Okay, or the phone number. All right. Awesome. So if you're new to the call and you would like to, reach out and become a member, just send me your information. It's 281. This is my phone number. 281-891-9903. One more time. 281-891-9903. Just give me a call, give me a text. Let me know, that you'd like to get more information and get added onto our announcements and newsletter, so you can know what we're going to do and what's going on, what kind of events we have. Okay, so announcements. But thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of the beautiful ladies that came in and helped, and shared their information as well. That is just beautiful. I love it. Like I said, I wish we had more time. So I guess that's everything. I thank you guys so much again. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
All the goddesses, thank you so much. And everyone that was on the call, those of you that spoke and shared some information, thank you so much. And we will see you guys again on next week. Same time, same place. And until then, peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love.